World Championship Chess is an exercise in psychological endurance. Two players sit in silence for hours, calculating hundreds of variations, knowing a single inaccurate pawn move can cost them the title. For years, Ju Wenjun has navigated this pressure with clinical precision. She holds the board with a quiet stability, successfully defending her title across multiple championship cycles. When a player holds the highest title for that long, an aura develops. Opponents are no longer simply playing the pieces on the board. They are playing a champion who has already proven she can survive the most grueling conditions the sport has to offer. Unseating a player with that level of entrenched dominance requires something specific. High-level calculation is required, but winning demands a complete disruption to the established order. Right now, that disruption is emerging from India. The country is producing top-tier grandmasters at a volume and speed rarely seen in the history of the sport. Leading the charge in the women's division is Vaishali. She represents a new generation of challengers, arriving at the board with immense ambition and the momentum of a rising chess superpower behind her. When these two sit down, it is a collision of completely opposing philosophies. They approach the board, the clock, and the calculation of risk from entirely different mental frameworks. This match tests a specific hypothesis: whether the immovable weight of a seasoned champion can halt the aggressive momentum of a rising star. Ju Wenjun approaches the game with mathematical patience. She rarely relies on quick, high-risk tactical strikes, preferring to build small, incremental advantages over 50 or 60 moves. This diagram illustrates her tactical strength, the positional squeeze. As dark pieces advance, they aren't attacking the king directly. They systematically take away available squares, suffocating movement. As the board simplifies, that restriction tightens until resistance becomes mathematically impossible. Executing this strategy takes intense concentration. Her true advantage is psychological endurance, maintaining perfect accuracy deep into the 4th or 5th hour of play, when fatigue typically sets in. By refusing to make early mistakes, she forces challengers to overextend, meaning they often defeat themselves out of sheer exhaustion. Vaishali brings a completely different energy to the board, developed through years of relentless practice and thousands of competitive games from a very young age. She honed her skills in a unique environment, growing up and training alongside her younger brother, Grandmaster Pragnananda. This created a highly intense competitive ecosystem right inside their home. Where Ju seeks control and quiet positions, Vaishali thrives on complications. She actively looks for moves that break open the center of the board and intentionally create absolute chaos. We can visualize her thought process with this branching diagram. By creating sharp, attacking positions, she forces the game into a dense tree of tactical variations, relying on her ability to calculate these complex lines faster than her opponent. This approach strips away the safety net. She intentionally drags her opponents out into deep water, turning the match into a sharp calculation duel, where a single microscopic error is instantly fatal for either side. When a player trying to lock the position down meets a player determined to blow it open, the resulting friction is immense. The physical toll of solving these conflicting problems at the board is entirely visible. The mental burden of maintaining accuracy under time pressure becomes the primary obstacle. As the positions grow more complicated and the clock ticks down, the internal pressure compounds, making every remaining second feel shorter. The risks for both players are severe. If Vaishali pushes too aggressively to complicate the game, she might overextend her pieces and fall directly into Ju's hidden positional traps. Conversely, if Ju plays too passively and allows Vaishali to build an uncontested attack, the champion risks being swarmed by an unavoidable checkmate. Ultimately, the winner won't just be the one who plays the best engine moves. It will be the player who successfully forces the other to play at their emotional pace, whether that is slow suffocation or chaotic speed. A victory for Ju Wenjun adds another layer of armor to her legacy. It proves that the steady, clinical application of experience can still suppress any rising challenger. A victory for Vaishali would validate the decades of structural growth within Indian chess. It transforms the inspiration provided by pioneers like Viswanathan Anand into a concrete world-level standard. Vaishali is part of a massive, coordinated wave of young Indian prodigies rapidly ascending the global ranks, moving the geographical center of power in competitive chess eastward. Because of this context, every move in this match carries historical weight. The result will either firmly uphold the established order of the last decade or officially confirm that a new hierarchy has taken over. We are left watching a classic confrontation, the immovable weight of a seasoned champion, bracing against the unstoppable hunger of a rising challenger. When that collision finally happens over the board, which style do you think will break first? Tell us in the comments below whether you trust Ju's calm defense or Vaishali's tactical chaos to win the psychological battle. If you want to keep exploring how the most fascinating parts of chess happen away from the board and entirely inside the players' minds, make sure to subscribe to Banana Chess Club, because as we've seen today, every great move has a hidden story. Thanks for watching.